So, I'd just like to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Fleckney, back into the Roastery Academy. So, Jack, tell us about this amazing adventure that you've just been on. So, those that don't know, it's called the Marathon des Sables. It's the toughest running race in the world, I reckon. And you've just done it, completed it, but it's been a learning curve, I can imagine. So come on, tell us all about it.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for inviting me back in again. I'm still getting used to the cold though. It's been 2 weeks. I'm not used to it yet. No, it was.
It was hot, was it?
Oh, it was ridiculous. Yeah. So they call it the toughest foot race in the world. It's had a bit of a bad rap over the last few years because the dropout percentage has been like 5-10%. So I don't know.
Does that mean it's not tough enough? Then?
They're saying it wasn't tough enough because there's not many people dropping out. Obviously, the people who turn up for this are absolute machines.
And it's like 165 miles.
It is 170 miles. Yeah, just over 170. It's 176 miles, 250 kilometres over 5-6 days.
No, not tough enough. No.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, across the Sahara. But this year it was for a multitude of different reasons. First thing, the weather. So traditionally it sits around 40 degrees in the Sahara when you're doing the event. Day one, well, I got off a plane and just the heat hit me, and I've been getting some heat chamber sessions to get ready for to get acclimatised.
Yeah.
The heat hit me, and I was like, what the hell? It was incredible. So
is it like getting a couple of hair dryers and just
when it's
putting them
windy,
up
yes.
your nose?
Yeah. So it really was, and the main thing I felt straight away was my throat and mouth just went so dry in seconds. So I'd drink a bit of water, or obviously coffee as well, and literally in seconds. Your mouth is just dry again, you're wanting to sip a bit more water. So you can feel the heat, and anyway, during the event we had temperatures up towards 60 degrees, and I'm pretty sure in the dunes when there was no wind, you obviously got the sand is absorbing all the heat, it was definitely over that, because literally the bottom of my trainers, if you see them now, the soles are gone on them because the heat was just burning the rubber. And you can feel your feet sort of like heating up and burning with the trainers and that.
So it sounds like an almost surreal experience then. So Jack, what was the hardest point of the MDS? What was the worst, lowest,
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I'd say pretty easily the fourth day. So we're about 160 kilometres in at this point. The fourth day was a long day, so we did about 82.5 kilometres was that long stage. It was over some pretty horrendous ground to begin with. The heat was very, very hot today again. I think we had like 55 degrees of heat. And it was about midnight, I think, around midnight. And I was halfway through that stage. And all of a sudden I just started to feel dizzy. And I hadn't felt that for the whole time. What I realised was, obviously in hindsight, was that because I was ill, I wasn't able to keep any food down, so I was running out of energy. So what happened was, I got to 40k and I was like, well, I'm not feeling very good, let's get to 50k. And obviously then got into the middle of the night and I was moving and it just got worse and worse. And then in my head I was like, I need to get to this next checkpoint, which is 60k. So I thought I can stop there, try and eat and relax, because it gives me 20k to go. I think I've got that. But I literally just hit a wall all of a sudden, and it got to the point where I was becoming lethargic. So I had no idea what was going on. All I was doing was I saw someone's head torch in front of me, and I was literally following it. So I wasn't navigating anymore, I was literally just head down walking. I was struggling to control my balance, so I was walking up some bits of the sand dunes where I was literally nearly falling over because I was just so dizzy.
And at this point it's pitch black as well?
Yeah, it's pitch black, yeah, so you've got no light pollution there, so you can literally just see the stars and nothing. So I was literally following the head torch, walking along, and yeah, all sort of thoughts start to go through your mind. So I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to collapse here. I could feel myself going. There's some points where I thought I just wanted to lay down. I knew if I laid down, that'd be me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and all I'd said was just take one more step. And I just carried that completely. I think went on for about 4 or 5 hours, and I got to the next checkpoint. And I remember when you go through the checkpoint, you go through very much someone like yourself there, and you go, right, are you okay, Jack? So you got your name on your thing, and they just ask, they say if you're okay. And what they're looking for is they see the reaction to see if you're there or not. So before I got to that checkpoint, I had to hide around the corner.
Otherwise, if you're not,
they'll put you into the medical tents.
That's it.
And if you pull into medical tents, there's a chance you can sort of get through there and carry on going, but you obviously a chance they might pull you out. And the way I felt, I thought, well, I'm pretty lethargic here. I think they're going to probably try and pull me out here. So I had to hide around the corner before I got to that checkpoint to try and compose myself. So I remember leaning on my poles and just like trying to take a breath and like compose myself and try and get like just getting the position right, we have to like be normal. I remember I had to like put a bit of a drama show, so I walked in and was like, hey guys, you're right. Like I got through the checkpoint. I remember laying down on my mat just behind a tent they'd put up, and I had my water bottles in my hand. And I remember thinking, where's this water come from? And they'd literally just given it to me a minute ago, but I just couldn't remember where it come from. So then I managed to have a bit of food. Like I held it down for a bit, which in my head I was like, well, I'm keeping that a bit of energy then hopefully. And had like a power nap, woke up again, and it was about 3-4 in the morning, and I had to get over what you call a jebel, which is like a mountain in the Sahara. I remember climbing the mountain, it felt great. Got to the top of the mountain, and all of a sudden, it was like back to where I was before, and just crashed. But I just knew I had like 20k to go, and I was like, just take the walk. And then there's a video of me that went on social media. I literally looked a broken back crossing the line because I was shocked as a guy. I tried to look alright for the camera as well, but that was probably the hardest point. I suppose the best point was very end of it. I'd met someone called Mark, who was an incredible bloke, so ex-Scottish professional footballer, like really interesting guy. Done some amazing things for charity, mainly for his daughter. He has something called Rett syndrome, which is a syndrome that affects just females. And he was raising money for that, and I got to meet him. He's an incredible bloke, and we did the last stage together, the marathon stage, and we crossed over this I'd say large hill. It wasn't something for a mountain, but then as you got to the top of it, and the sun was just like right above it, you could see the finish line. Nice. And you knew that was the end where you get your medal. So that was probably the best feeling, knowing, okay, we've done it now. All that work, you can relax.
It's all downhill.
Yeah, because you're naturally under stress when you're doing the whole event. And I was, because if we break down the barriers of it, obviously I've been out and done some bits in the Alps and mountaineering, but before that, the big challenge with launch, I didn't do. I failed it in essence, right?
Yeah.
So there was pressure going into this event where I was like, I can't fail this one, because this whole year would have been not for nothing, but reputation-wise, and I know you should never worry about that stuff, but for me, that is what's going to help me go forward in the future, is that reputation in terms of people getting behind me and us having to do things.
And that's your mindset anyway.
Yeah. I don't want to fail those things. I want to go in there and do as best as I can. So
that feeling of seeing the finish line.
It was a nice feeling. I don't know if it's really. I think it was relief actually. Yeah, knowing that okay, we've done it now. Not so much we ticked it off, because I walked away from that experience like taking so much from it, but I was happy that I could sort of relax and go, okay, it's good. I felt like I wanted to, prove to some people, whether it be my trustees, mentor, whatever, that I'm capable of doing those things after that last event. I was genuinely so disappointed after that last event. So yeah.
Well, take it from me, mate. You've definitely got a spring back in your bounce, in your step. So yeah, well done.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
So this year, obviously, you said just now, temperature's up to 60 degrees. How many people started the race and how many people finished?
So we had a dropout rate of, I think 60% of the field dropped out in the end.
Wow.
And I believe that was day 2. We saw a massive dropout because there was a stage in that race there. I can't describe how incredibly hot and difficult it was. So it was about 16 kilometres. But when you think 16 kilometres, you go from like point A to point B, 16 kilometres. But we were going over sand dunes, so it was a lot further than that. And it was just so unbearably hot, and on the sand dunes, every step you took, you couldn't run on it, because every step you took, you just sunk in the sand.
Mate, I can't even walk across the beach. So how you go?
Well, that's because that's because you carry too many drinks. That's
right.
But going on the sand dunes, and it was just so hot. There was no let off at all. And sadly, someone in that section did pass away. I believe it was from the heat and the situation, really from exhaustion. There's one point going through there where I genuinely thought, I'm smashing this, we're nearly there, because I was going off time, so I didn't carry a GPS or anything, I literally had my watch.
Right.
So I was just going off time and distance, so I was going, well okay, I've gone now for 25 minutes, that's probably about a kilometre in these conditions. So in my head I'd worked out the time frame, I thought, I must be nearly there now, I must be out of this to the next checkpoint. And at the checkpoint you get given water. So I thought, it must be nearly there now. And anyway, I walked past two French guys, and they said to me, and they asked me if I was okay, and I checked if they're all right, and they said, we're nearly halfway. And I was like, no. I was like, oh my gosh, because they had their GPS on tracking.
Nearly halfway.
Yeah, nearly halfway, and it was incredible. There's people on their knees just like crying. There's people just like collapsing off to the side. You have to check they're okay, and like, and because of the heat and the temperature, and obviously I was a bit bigger than most people. I was going through so much water. I was just running out of water for pretty much every checkpoint, trying to just stay hydrated.
So, I mean, the big question is, I mean, obviously you love a challenge and you love pushing yourself, and the Marathon des Sables been on your list, hasn't it, to tick off, and then you've done it, tick the box, you finished under extreme heat conditions, over 50% dropout rate, must have been the toughest thing you've done so far. So why? That's the big question.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's pretty simple. There's two things I love. I love adventure. I think I like the unknown of it, and I like going to places I've never been before, and it really engages me. I like seeing different culture, seeing different places. And the other side to it is I love challenge. So I like something to work towards. I like something that puts me in that position where I'm pushing myself. It's not so much that I feel like rewarded at the end of it. It's I like the journey and the lead up to it.
Okay.
And I like, I suppose, I find that when you're in those scenarios, you find out a lot about yourself. Genuinely do. You find out more about yourself then than you do in normal situations. And I like that. And I suppose with this event, there was definitely a team element which I haven't had in past events that I love. Like helping other people, seeing other people, getting to know other people during the event.
Yeah.
And it was a combination of all that. There's a reason I wanted to do it. And I suppose the first fire of that started when I watched a bit of, I think I saw a video about the MDS from some past competitors. This about 10 years ago. And you saw people's feet just falling apart and people dropping out, and just you see these people that are incredibly strong individuals that are just broken from the event, and that's what captured me. I was like, I want to experience that and see what it feels like. So that was the reason. I don't think physically there was aspects of it really tough, mainly because of the conditions, and I was ill after day one, which meant I was losing loads of fluids and was dehydrated all the time. I went for 5 days without going to the toilet, as in without going for a week. So that shows how dehydrated I was.
Right.
So those things made it tough.
I bet you get to know a lot about your body, don't you? In
Yeah.
situations like this.
Oh, definitely.
And how important it is to keep it hydrated and keep it in good fit condition. I mean, you've always been in good fit condition, but when you push it to this kind of limit, I mean,
Yeah.
even you were struggling.
Oh, massively. When you're in those events, not so much like the past ones, some of the ones we've done in the UK recently, when you're in those conditions, a lot of it's about looking after your body. So it's about getting your food right, about nutrition, hydration, just small things like keeping clean, knowing how to do those things. I think I was lucky enough during that event a few weeks ago that I had the experience from military and it transitioned into that in terms of experience over the last few years of doing loads of outdoor camping and expeditions that transitioned into that event perfectly, because you had a lot of people there, ultra runners, that we out for a run now, pretty much all of them would beat me easily, but what happened was, because of the environment, it made it a level playing field, because you had to look after your body, your feet, had to make sure you're eating enough, look after your gear, how you're going to pack your backpack, how you're going to get through each stage tactically to look after yourself. So there's all those different considerations.
So, but it's really, it's obviously a big box, big tick now, and so the Marathon des Sables, you've done it, you finished it, you got the medal, which unfortunately we haven't got here today, but maybe we'll get a photo of that later.
Yeah.
So you got the t-shirt, got the medal, so I mean, congratulations, mate. We're really proud of you. The Roastery, very proud of you to have you on board as an ambassador, and we want to just keep our relationship going for as long as we can, and helping you strive and seek and conquer, mate. It's just amazing to be here listening to your experiences. So it's a massive well done. And just a final thing. So just quickly, what's next? Any idea?
Gosh, yeah, it's a good question. But I think just to add on that note as well, just a big thank you for what you guys have done, because I genuinely probably wouldn't be in the position I am now without you guys. So I probably wouldn't have been able to do that event. So that's genuine as well. So I think it's more so on you. It's easy for me to go out and go and do those things. I have to be in a position to be able to do them. So thank you guys for the support you give. In terms of what's next, so I'm back in the UK now for the next few months before, and during that time I'm sort of building the foundations, because everything I'm doing at the minute is raising money for charity. So I'm trying to build a lifestyle that enables me to continue to do that. So where we're going to look to bring income in, and so I'm sort of building those strategies at the minute. And once that's in place, then it gives you a lot more confidence moving forward. But whilst I'm doing that, I'm currently planning some really big, I'd say, expedition style challenges that are hopefully going to capture everyone's imagination, and they're going to be all over the world. We're going to launch them one at a time, and I am going down to the raw basics of learning about the different places I want to go. And I think the engaging thing about what we've got coming up is I'm going to be going into it in essence fresh. So I'm hoping we're teaching people you don't need to be complete experts. You can learn about these things and step in and go and do them, and they can hopefully follow my journey as I do that, because I'm literally now reading books about areas I've never been to, in the idea that I'm going to go there and actually push myself to live as I've never done before. So really exciting. So that's sort of the background. Currently also sorting the shoulder out. So from the last event that we obviously I sadly didn't get the record, but we still raised a huge amount of money, which is the pull-up record.
Yeah.
So the plan is to continue to rehab with the guys that moved forward. Been fantastic, and there's something lingering there that I still want to have another go at that. That was 6 months of incredibly hard work, and I dedicated pretty much every minute of the day towards preparing for that one. So unfinished business, I suppose.
Yeah.
So the plan is to get it sorted and then we start training. Hence why the pull-up bar is still outside the office, waiting to go. Yeah.
Well, okay. So we're going to look forward to your journey in the future, Jack. And thanks very much for coming into the academy and telling us about your most recent adventure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, go in for that. No, it's just like.